On October 12, 2013, Métis National Council President Clément Chartier, along with Manitoba Métis Federation Vice President Denise Thomas, Regional Director Claire Rideau, Senior Advisor Elle Benoit, and Women of the Métis Nation President Melanie Amaniho, met with James Anaya, United Nations Special Rapporteur on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. The meeting took place in Winnipeg, Manitoba, the Red River capital of the historic Métis Nation homeland. At a welcome gathering at the Manitoba Métis Federation building the evening before, Métis representatives greeted Mr. Anaya, expressing their gratitude for the time he has dedicated to the examination of the human rights situation of the Métis during his official visit to Canada. This included traditional Métis food, music, and dance. Special Rapporteur Anaya is a law professor at the University of Arizona. His visit to Canada from October 7 to 15 was for the purpose of examining the situation of the Indigenous peoples in Canada. This visit followed up a previous mission to Canada by former Special Rapporteur Rodolfo Stephenhagen in 2004. Based on his findings, Professor Anaya will prepare and make public a report which will be presented to the United Nations Human Rights Council in September 2014. The meeting was opened with a prayer in Michif by Métis elder Norman Fleury, providing the Special Rapporteur with an example of the language of the Métis Nation. President Clément Chartier's presentation to the Special Rapporteur outlined an overview of the rights and freedoms of the Métis. In his recommendations, President Chartier requested the Special Rapporteur to urge the Government of Canada to 1. Negotiate land claims agreements, including self-government powers and financing arrangements with the Métis Nation. 2. Fulfill its moral, equitable, and legal obligations to include Métis residential and day schools in a settlement agreement and the mandate of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. And 3. Immediately address the issue of missing and murdered Aboriginal women by convening a national public inquiry. Vice President Thomas and Mr. Benoit provided the Special Rapporteur an overview of the Manitoba Métis Federation's governance system and the services provided to the Manitoba Métis citizens, as well as the history and outcome of their Section 31 land claim victory in the Supreme Court of Canada on March 8th of this year. President Chartier also spoke on the Northwest Saskatchewan Morin land claim litigation, which is challenging the notorious land scrip system used by the federal government to dispossess the Métis from their lands. President Amaniho addressed several issues facing Métis women, while emphasizing that Métis women are well represented in the Métis Nation governance, with over half of the elected leaders being women.
Which meant we were the Métis women who owned themselves.
In closing, Special Rapporteur Anaya stated that he has noted the concerns and the recommendations and thanked the Métis Nation delegation for the hospitality and the information provided.
And so the real dialogue